All right, thank you. So now we're going to ask about some events that's going on the earth right now, if you can help us to understand why they're happening and what's going on. China and the Three Gorge Dam. What is happening, and will it cause widespread flooding to China? And yes, it will.
It will, and that's the design for it. It is exit points for people. It has to happen this way, and they are fine for it.
Okay, so that's how some are being taken off the earth right now?
Yes, as a collective, they will all go together.
Okay. So as a collective, they'll all move to 5D or 3D or wherever they're going?
Yes, they are all essentially one race. They've all gone back to their original soul families. Everyone is placed in everyone living where they're living right now has importance and significance. They have all chosen to come back in this lifetime in the locations that they need to. The people that are the collective of the Japanese, Chinese, American, all of the countries, when they all leave in big events together, it is because they are all created together. It's a complex thing because it's not absolute for every single person, and we do not want to we don't want to simplify this, but we also want to simplify this understanding of it. The people that are going to die in the big flood that's about to happen in China, they are, this is their life contract to go together for the shift. And the people who do shift together, they were all created together by one race being. So they are actually their souls are all together. We want to say there are potentially a lot of beings that leave at the same time. It's because there are ships waiting for them. So when they, in quotation marks, die, when they leave their bodies, they will all ascend onto ships and then be taken home. It's like Earth has stopped at, what do we want to say? We're a train. The Earth is a train, and the Earth keeps stopping at train stops at different locations. Think about all of the events that are going to happen that are taking a lot of people off planet. That's their train stop. And the Earth has stopped there, and the people get off the planet, and then they all move together and they all get taken to another destination. To evacuate a planet like this takes a lot of coordination, and this is a lot of work that we are doing to help assist these beings to all stay together, to all feel like they're a group. It is very busy how we are organizing the removal of beings from this planet.
So the evacuation has already started?
In some smaller groups, yes, they have been removed from planet.
Okay. So that's why the natural disasters are happening right now, and the bombings and everything, they're all planned for the evacuations?
The bombings are something different. The bombings are to remove evidence. The bombings are to stop what was happening in those locations. The bombings were man-made. We allowed the bombings to happen because we also agreed that those facilities needed to no longer exist.
But didn't you tell us not too long ago that we would not be, um, a nuclear weapon would not be able to be used? And these are like nuclear bombs that are going off. And that's why I don't understand why you're letting that happen.
But not nuclear bombs, and we told you you wouldn't be seeing or experiencing nuclear weaponry. That's disarmed. The weapons that are being used have to take place. We need to clear, we need to remove these sites because they are massive sites of crimes against humanity. We needed to stop. We take off a lot of the machinery and the collection of, we want to say, chemicals and elements that have been squirreled away because we knew what was going to be happening if they could be accessed, and we knew what was going to happen. So yeah, we did stop worse destruction on your planet by doing what we allowed to happen.
Okay. Okay. I understand a little bit better now. Thank you for that. Now, why is the president saying that he's going to go dark? President Trump says, I have these people in high power and they're all don't like me, and he's saying he needs to go dark for a few months. Is he really going to do this right before the election?
He is going to go underground. He is going to take some time to do some more work. He is concerned about the very real threats of being assassinated. He knows that there will be fake attempts to make it appear like he has been assassinated. There is a lot going on for that man, and he wants to take safe haven. He knows that the missiles, the 6 missiles that have just come and destroyed these very important sites for what you want to call the controllers of the world, the elite, the dark deep state, the cabal. Those were very important sites for them that have just been wiped out. And so there's going to be retaliation, and they want that man. They want that man. He is a very big thorn in their sides, and they want to remove him from the planet.
Who are the main players in this that are after him? Who are the main names? Can you give me some main names that are responsible?
There is a lot of Asian families. There is a lot of people that have their own agendas. They don't want to change. They want to control and manipulate. And you know the main families that are doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
We all have small parts. There is no one head. There is lots of little parts moving and bigger parts moving, and they're all moving together. And they're starting to break away. They're starting to see it. They're starting to be accountable for their actions. Their children are making them accountable. And there is a big shift. There's big shifts happening. They're not getting away with it, but they will do some last-ditch efforts to try.
Why are they making clones of the ones that they say that they're executing and putting in Gitmo? Why don't they just go ahead and get rid of, just say they're dead because they were treasonous? Wouldn't it be so much easier that way rather than dragging this out and making us suffer for, I don't know how much longer. Can you tell me how much longer we're going to be suffering here?
We understand your impatience, and we do understand that this must seem all backwards, that the truth must come out, but there is sequencing. We do need to let you have more time to be able to help raise humanity's vibration if all of the answers and all the truth was out there, it would shock people too much, and it would not be in the benefit of raising humanity's vibration. Quite the opposite. We have to keep it hidden as much as we can. In some respects, not blow all of the gossip, but slowly. People need to wake up slowly. You cannot slap people awake fast. It puts them into shock, puts them into fear, and that's exactly what we don't want. People are waking up faster and faster and faster, and they're taking their time, but it's scary for them. A lot of these people still have not done any of their own inner work. They're still very attached to the 3D reality.
Mm-hmm.
We have to guide them. We have to guide them. Can't push them or shake them as much as we understand you all want to. All you can do with your time until things shift and change is do the inner work as best as you can to connect with other people who are like-minded to raise your vibration the best that you can. You need to connect with your family members and have one-on-one conversations with them. And rather than telling them what they need to do, you need to tell them what you need to do. They will see that when you're not pushing them with your agenda onto them to do what you want, because everyone truly is sick of being pushed to do what other people want from them.
Mm-hmm.
They will have the freedom to be able to make a choice. They'll be able to watch you talk about your role, what you want to do, how you want to go, your future, your goals, your agendas for you. And that makes them not feel threatened or triggered and interested in what you're wanting to do and why you're wanting to do it. And then they can go on the ride with you and be interested for you and curious about how your role is and what happens without them having to commit to anything.
Okay.
That is this way to help.
Okay. Thank you.
Georgia, we say to you, you want us to be honest about all the crimes that have happened about humanity, and you want all of this truth to come out, but you're not being truthful to all your friends and family about who you are, what you do. So we say to you, why aren't you telling them? Why can't you tell them the truth? We're suffering here too that you're not telling people what you do. It's about sharing not fear-based information, sharing the excitement and passion of your work and how you can heal someone's trauma, heal someone who is suffering from grief, heal someone who is physically hurting, and you know that they're physically hurting themselves. So your work is so pure, your work is so wonderful. You should be proud. You should be so proud of what you're able to do, what you're capable of doing in this work. You don't need to tell people about the horrors that are happening around humanity. You're beyond. You have got ears and eyes watching you. Trust that people will listen to you when you start shining your light and being proud of the work that you can do.
Because my friends all know I'm a good soul. They know I'm not the type of person that would deceive anybody. So if I believe something, they know that I'm legit, definitely. And thank you for that. And so now I have a few more questions. Will there be full disclosure regarding the pedophilia rings before the election, or will it come before the shift at least, if not before the elections?
It's happening all the time. Big players have been taken down nearly on a daily basis. It's just not seen in the media. The media is still tightly holding on to the information it is sharing. There's so much happening behind the scenes. You all have to trust that this is happening. It is. It is using a different legal system. It's using a different process of justice, we want to say, that is not public. It is another fraction, we want to say to you, perhaps it is military, law, court, something else that's higher that will not come into people's awareness, but there is a lot of people being charged differently from how you would expect them to be charged. The big crimes against humanity have so much evidence that it is really collecting them, getting the people, and then punishing them, taking them off planet.
Okay. Thank you. Now a question, did the Syrians put a quarantine on Earth, and does the Flash take this quarantine off? That's what we heard.
Syrians are just not the one players here. There is a lot of us all watching and all needing the awakening to happen. So yes, it was the choices that we made to make you all in quarantine was because we wanted you all to connect with your families deeper. We wanted you to have a little bit of fear about your mortality, and we wanted you to profoundly connect with yourself. We wanted you to have the quarantine so you could enjoy the last bits of 3D and be able to shake off the commercialism, the frivolousness, and the bad routines that you all have. We wanted you to get back to the basics. So yes, the quarantines are there because we're still seeing people are not getting back to the basics. And so the quarantines have many other purposes. The quarantines are being caused so we want to say good guys, but the military soldiers that are coming and collecting all of the people who have done crimes against humanity, and there's so much. They have incredibly busy, and so they are using this guise of a quarantine to be able to round up all of these children who have been placed into homes where they should not be. They are not safe there, so they are being removed under the guise of potentially they are COVID infected, or the families are COVID infected. All the children that are taken from homes are put into safety because they don't belong to those families, or they do belong to those families, but crimes against them have been so horrific and there is so much evidence of the crimes. They are taken into safety. The new laws are to support that without going public about the pedophilia, because it's so profound. It is so profound. We know that if people are aware of how much pedophiles are being rounded up right now, the guilty pedophiles that are scared, they would then take guns onto themselves, take guns onto their families, take guns onto the streets. They are afraid they're going to get caught, so they're hiding in their homes, hoping that they will not be, but they will be. This is much more sicker and disturbing than humanity understands, and it's so tremendous and so large. It is a very sad state of affairs.
How does Satan play in all this that who they call Satan worshiping? Who are they worshiping?
There's Lucifer, who is an archangel, who is beautiful and here to help humanity. And then the term Satan is an excuse for humanity to excuse their behavior. Satan made me do it. It is adults who are not wanting to be accountable for their own actions, so they've created the boogeyman they've created a fictional character called Satan, and so therefore they can justify all the things that happen. It wasn't me, Satan made me do it. It wasn't him, Satan made him do it. Can you see the scapegoat here? It is people not wanting to be honest about their own choices. They don't want to admit that they were the ones doing the wrong. So they've created what people call negative entities. They've created an embodiment of something that doesn't exist, but because so many people have put energy into it, people can feel like they can shrug off all of their naughty behavior, their bad behavior, their harming behavior, and say it was Satan. We say there is no Satan, and it is irresponsible behavior that has encouraged, in quotation marks, demons and Satan to exist.
So when they say they have powers and they can do all these spells and everything, what makes them different from us?
This man-made construct. I didn't do that. It was Satan and he had powers. I didn't do that. It was a demon and he did powers. Can you see how it is people, again, not wanting to own their behavior, not want to be accountable for their behavior? They were the victims. There is no victims here. There is only people in denial.
Okay. Thank you. Whew. Wow. All right. I'm sorry for there's so many questions. Are we doing okay there? You're able to answer more questions for me?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Who are the two beings running the ship called Dove?
We see them as, I guess, they are Arcturians. It's a couple.
Okay. No names? Do you know their names?
The names aren't important.
Okay. And can you show Joanne what their ship looks like?
It's just long and sleek and white, and yeah, it's just very I don't know how to explain it, but I could draw it afterwards.
Okay, if you would make that available for Joanne, that would be great for a visual.
Mm-hmm.
What do those beings do on that ship? What is their purpose?
They're just overseeing what everyone else is overseeing. It is just trying to save humanity by watching and making sure that there's so many beings, they need to be all watched. It's like babysitter service to make sure they blow themselves up, and they're just sending energy to the earth with their own unique frequency, just like all the other ships that are around in the stratosphere at the moment.
Thank you for that. Now, back to the natural disasters that have been happening and the bombings and things like that. Now, the natural disasters are caused by you guys, is what you said, correct?
No, it's the earth shifting as she extends herself into her new evolution.
Okay. And is this happening in our lifetime?
It's happening all the time. The shift is about to be more exaggerated and more active. I mean, she's constantly shifting as she is growing out of her own shell.
So can you tell me why, if all these people are going to come up missing off of the earth because of all these bombings and all of these acts that they made up, and then all of the earth shifting at the same time as well. Can you tell me why the Georgia Guidestones were made to give us warning? Is this warning of who made those Guidestones? And why were those words put on there to tell us that population was going to be, depopulate the earth during this time?
They're man-made, and that was what they were told from folk conversations. That was the understanding of it. They wanted to hold true to that and didn't want to share, and felt threatened about other beings being there. And it was once upon a time a situation that was designed for Earth to have that limited number of beings there. And at the moment, yes, we all can see there's much more beings here now, but we needed more beings here now to be able to help with the shift.
Okay, I understand. Okay.
The purpose of those stones was to create an exclusivity clique. It was not unity, it was division.
And that goes along with what they're trying to do to us now, is divide us?
Absolutely.
So can you give me some examples to help the light workers to where we can keep from being divided with all the restrictions that are upon us now? What can we do? What should we?
You can tap into everyone's energy. You are all one, and you are not alone. You may feel like you're alone, but you can still connect so profoundly to each other, emotionally and physically. In terms of physically, you're on your computer in one country, and Joanne is on her computer in another country. It is a physical exchange of conversations that you are having. You can still feel each other's presence right now, even though you're halfway across the world from each other. There's a very big distance, and yet you still are simultaneously feeling our energy on both of you. It is about understanding the belief systems of separation. You are all together. We're all together. We are all one. We have to not see any differences between one person and another person. See them as an extension of yourself and see how fast you will grow.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And will there be any more attacks targeting humanity between now and the shift?
Yes, we can still see some very real possibilities that there will be more chaos created to create more division and more fear and all the things that you would expect from a very once powerful race of beings in their last tantrum before they realize that they are powerless now. They are powerless, but they can still throw their toys around.
Can you tell us what to expect? What type of things are they going to try on us?
Everything that they've tried has been thwarted out, has been stopped. They tried to really make a virus, lace it with other viruses to harm you all. They want to keep you sick. They want to keep you afraid. They are still thinking that they can win. They are still playing you all with their media, their TV, their news, their radio shows. They're very good at marketing.
Yes. So wouldn't it be better if all the light workers already had their telepathic powers in order to get around all of this and still be able to communicate and help each other?
we would love to switch that on. However, there's still so many light workers that have got their own, we want to say, shit, their emotional shit that they have not been able to release. So we don't want to turn on the lights of all of your connections to be telepathic towards each other when you've still got so much crap holding on to your own selves, your own life situations. And we still want all the light workers to still keep doing their own inner work. And that's still slowly taking its time. So while we would love for you all to be more profoundly connected, you do not want to be profoundly connected to each other right now. You all go backwards tremendously because there are so many of the light workers asleep and feet and do not have their own inner work lessons to overcome. They have not overcome everything.
Is there a time frame right now within the next 4 months for when is the end of 3D for this planet? Basically, is my question.
The shift will shift everything out to the 5th dimension. And what that looks like in the 5th dimension is very small 5th dimensional levels. It's, for some, it's a very massive leap, and for others it's not. And so while 3D is fading and we are grateful that it is now no longer needed, there is still time that we need more light workers to do their inner work. We still need other people to wake up, full stop. And there is a lot of stuff that needs to happen, but the time is short. Humanity's ego still thinks that they can control it. Humanity still thinks that they can take their time, and when it's available and suitable for them and appropriate for them, then they'll do the inner work. Humanity thinks they'll do that work when the flash happens or when the shift happens. Humanity thinks when we give them their gifts and connect with them more and allow them to have more wisdom and knowledge, that then they can do. Humanity, as we say with love, is a bit lazy and they don't want to do their own inner work, and that's why you've all been grounded in your homes to do your homework, to do your inner work.
Okay. And is reading Dolores's books helping me to do my inner work? Is it giving me knowledge that I need?
Every session that you do, and I will say this to all practitioners who are listening, all sessions that you do, you will grow, and it will be a good positive step forward. So we want you all to do as many sessions as you can to learn from, to grow from. And if there's no money exchanged in those sessions, be still grateful because you're one step forward and one step wiser.
Yes, I agree.
The lessons and wisdom that you learn versus the money you will earn, if we put it in dollar values for you, because you're also still obsessed with money, each session that you do, your soul gains $1 million. Your wisdom is gained by $1 million.
Nice.
And you understand why when people are wanting money for these sessions and limiting themselves and limiting the people coming to them because they're still putting their hand out and saying, pay me, pay me, pay me, that practitioner is blocking their own growth without them knowing it.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Okay.
The donation, money is such a challenge for so many people right now, emotionally and financially. A donation is always going to be okay. You never need to go without. You'll never go without money. Money seems to be fear-based, and you'll grow so much quicker, and the better you get at your work, the more people will donate, because they can see how powerful these sessions are. If that's what you need to hear to motivate yourself to do more sessions, that's what we want you to hear.
Thank you. So another question about the shift. When the shift happens, Joanne wants to know what will happen to us exactly? How will we shift? Will we know that we shifted?
You will know that there is a energy frequency change. There will be so much that has happened since from now till then. It will be a very grateful blessing. There's so much variables. You still have so much choices of where you can go and what you can do. When we say that we would like for you to both be on New Earth to help assist, it's your higher self's choice, it's your choice. A lot of free will in there, but there's also a lot of other important things that need to happen. You all go to the appropriate place for your lessons, an appropriate place for you to help. You both are working. You are not on holiday on this planet, and you both know that.
Yes. Thank you. So will our bodies actually die? Or are we going to stay here and help them and still be in these bodies?
It will be a light being body, but it will still be physical for a while. And so there will be a shift. People will notice you've changed.
Okay. All right. We still will need money though, right? Should I buy silver?
Your free will can make you buy anything that you want. We say it is not necessary.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Okay. You will always provide for us then, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. What is exactly going to happen when the Lions Gate opens? We're expecting a great big experience, and for August 8th of 2020, the Lions Gate opens. How will light workers be affected, and how will 3D people be affected? What's gonna be the difference that we feel? Everybody says we'll feel a difference.
So the gate's already open, the portal is already open, and it is the middle point. The 8th of the 8th is the middle point of the opening, so it is the most widest, the most concentrated feeling of that connection.
What can we do on that day that'll help us to connect more on that day?
Drink water. Be out in nature, breathe, not focus on 3D things like money and commercial things, and feel the love of all your friends and family, and feel for yourself and feel love for the experience you've had on Earth.
Enjoy the time we have left, okay, and help our families. Okay. So people are concerned about the temperature guns and how it affects their pineal gland. Can you explain this for us?
People are afraid. People are afraid of guns. And people are afraid of their spirituality being taken from them when they are still unsure what spirituality means, and they still want to learn more. Everyone still wants to learn more always, and the thought of having their pineal gland fried by a heat gun laser is terrifying for them. We want them to feel like spirituality and the connection that they have with us is very sacred. We want them to be afraid that that may be taken from them. The temperature guns have no absolutely no harm to the pineal gland. It is about people being responsible and feeling like, how do I feel putting a gun-shaped object to someone's head to take their temperature? When you can take their temperature on their wrist, you don't have to point something at a person's head to do it. So there's many lessons there, but we want to say to the people who are very concerned about their pineal gland, as soon as the shift happens, even with the portal opening now with the Lionsgate, all of your body has been upgraded. Please do not worry about your 3D bodies. They are not the bodies you know. They're not the bodies that the current medical world, they do not know what your bodies even are now. So do not rely on that as a guide. Rely on this work. Rely on your own intuition. Rely on the, in quotation marks, alternative healing to heal you. Do not put poisons in your body. Do not trust people who want to put poisons in your body. Your bodies are perfect. Your bodies are, no, your bodies are more than they know. Your bodies are sacred vehicles for your essences of souls that you carry around in this human experience. Protect it. That is one of your jobs.
Okay. Are we going to be receiving the med beds anytime soon here on Earth?
That is one possibility. They are very good and they are important, but it is about, we would like to say that you will not need them if you believe in yourself and you're connected to yourself and you're not mistreating your body. Those beds are designed for the people who have given themselves the most neglect, who have held on to the biggest belief systems that are harming them, who are still too insecure, too damaged to release the identity of the illness and of the issues that they hold so dear as titles to who they are. So we say those are for the very fragile that will need those beds. And yeah, it's there is going to be great help for humanity not too far away.
Okay. I just have friends with rods and pins in their body and I can't remove them, and I can't help them with those rods and pins in their legs and feet, and I don't know what I can do to heal that.
You can heal that.
Is the med bed that I know of. Go ahead.
You can heal that. You can heal the pain and the sensations that they have while it's 3D, that the pin is in their 3D body. Their minds will actually be more in the fourth dimension, and when they shift to the fifth dimension in the mindset, that they will not notice those pins. So you can, in these sessions, heal and remove and disconnect the sensation of the pin being a problem.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that confirmation. Question about this situation that we're here on Earth. How many times have we been in the cusp of shifting to New Earth, only to have the timeline pushed back? And will it be pushed back again from December 21st, from what we've been told of this year?
The number that comes to us is 36, and this is in your current timeline that you're in now. There's 36 other versions that didn't quite get to where we wanted you all to get to.
Okay.
And the time is end of days, as Joanne has been saying and sensing.
Mm-hmm.
It is end of days because once the shift happens, when you get further evolved yourself, you will stop needing to count a day and time. So it is going to be a different way of life It's going to be more freeing, and you'll become more connected when you rely on phones and when you rely on clocks and when you rely on all these other things. You completely are distracted from everything else around you. And so you will get back to being at one with nature, at one with the planet. You will go back and enjoy the connection profoundly of nature. You'll go back and connect with people more intensively than you could ever imagine. You will not need the TV to distract you and make you brainwashed into believing you want the latest anything. You'll be wanting to connect more than you've ever connected before with each other and with the environment you're in. You're all currently strangers to each other and the environment.
Is there a way that we can, how should I connect with more of the practitioners here in Washington? They're not responding. Do I just keep trying till I find the ones who will respond? I don't know if all light workers are, still working or not. Some of them have given up. How do we get them motivated to work with us?
They're currently doing their own homework. They're still currently grounded. They are coming to their own journeys and conclusions, and they are stepping up into where they need to go. The shift will help them. The energy from this lion gate will help them. Every day, you're getting closer and closer to being more aware, more connected, and the biggest shifts that are happening will be these bigger leaps. But it's patience. You can keep writing to them and extend your experiences, but don't limit yourself to the people that are local to you. The whole world is waiting for you. The whole world is waiting to hear how you are approaching this work and what you're finding and discovering. Don't limit yourself.
So the long distance internet, we should definitely push forward and go ahead and do that, as Dolores said.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Another confirmation. What causes the timelines to shift? If we're all being as positive as we can be, and there's so many light workers now on Earth from what they're telling us, and there's only like 25% of the ones that are still on this Earth that are bad, that we need to turn. Are they causing the timelines to shift? What's going on? I mean, it seems like it wouldn't be shifting as much if we're more awake now.
As we tried to explain before, the light work are all at different levels. And so we're waiting for them all to come through and digest all the information that they are learning and growing at a daily rate. And they're still finding their path. And so there's people becoming awake more. There's what you say bad people. Those beings are being dealt with and shifted on. There is this time because once again, people are still not fully going to their potential. There are so many spiritual workers that are still coasting, and this is part of the delay of the shifts. We are trying to the best that we can, but there is a lot of people that are waiting for the shift to happen to them, quotation marks, start their work. Well, you're supposed to be starting your work, as soon as you became spiritually aware. And people are very slow with digesting the information. People are still obsessed with the dramas of the 3D reality. They're still blocking themselves from their growth, not doing their own inner work. This is the delays. The spiritual light workers are still kind of lagging.
Will the lack of these light workers working, is that what's going to hold up the shift? Or maybe it be pushed back because the light workers aren't ready?
No. Again, humanity is really insignificant to the shift that the earth is going to do. The earth is shifting. The earth is doing all her inner work to grow and to expand. And we are here to help humanity, but we're really here to help the planet. If the planet did explode or implode, it would cause much more damage to the universe, and so we are monitoring her. And as much as you feel really important being in your human bodies, you are kind of just a little bit parasitical to the planet. So we want you to help as well, and to take responsibility of your own impacts onto the earth. And so there is much more than just humans that are here to play, involved in this. So
you don't need to live in fear whatsoever and worry about anything that's going to happen. You're going to take care of us, is what I'm understanding here. We're always going to be provided for as long as we do our light work.
You will always be able to provide for you. When you do your own inner work, you will always be able to be providing for you and others with your own light work. We are not we want to say this with love, your sugar daddies. We are not there to help you with your finances. You have to empower yourself and not rely on us. We've got our own other duties. We will help you as much as we can, but there is a lot that needs to be taken on and responsible, and step up to your light worker responsibilities. And absolutely, if you have fear of anything, if you cannot see the person standing beside you as an extension of self, you need to do that work, and you need to do it quickly, because you're only limiting yourself.